Good day, football enthusiasts. Welcome back to your favorite source for the most exclusive transfer insights and breaking football news. What a week it's been in the world of football, hasn't it? From stunning comebacks in European competitions, to managerial speculation heating up as we approach the business end of the season. You know, one thing I've always loved about this beautiful game is how it constantly evolves. Players who were once untouchable suddenly become available. Clubs shift strategies mid-season, and the transfer market keeps us all guessing. Speaking of which, have you noticed how Premier League clubs seem to be shopping earlier each year? The summer window isn't even open yet, but behind-the-scenes negotiations are already in full swing. Before we dive into today's explosive transfer news, if you're enjoying this content and want to stay ahead of the curve with the latest football developments, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us deliver these exclusive stories straight to your feed. Chelsea and Newcastle battle for Bayern Munich. Defender Kim Min-jae, a significant development that could reshape defensive lines across the Premier League. Both Chelsea and Newcastle United have initiated formal contact with the representatives of Bayern Munich centre-back Kim Min-jae. According to reliable sources at Foot Mercado, the two Premier League powerhouses are exploring the possibility of bringing the South Korean international to England this summer. Kim, who joined Bayern Munich just last summer after a stellar season with Napoli where he was instrumental in their Serie A triumph, has experienced a somewhat mixed first campaign in Germany. Despite arriving with a reputation as one of Europe's most formidable defenders, the 28-year-old has struggled to consistently reproduce the dominant performances that made him such a coveted signing. The South Korean defender's journey to the elite level has been remarkable. After impressing at Fenerbahce in Turkey, his move to Napoli saw him emerge as one of the most complete centre-backs in European football. His combination of physical presence, tactical intelligence, and technical ability on the ball earned him the nickname Monster among Napoli supporters, who were devastated to see him depart after just one season. Sources close to the player suggest Kim is potentially open to a Premier League adventure, viewing England's top flight as the perfect stage to showcase his defensive prowess. This receptiveness has encouraged both Chelsea and Newcastle to accelerate their interest. Chelsea's defensive overhaul. For Chelsea, the potential acquisition of Kim Min-jae aligns perfectly with new manager Enzo Maresca's vision to revitalize a defensive unit that has lacked consistency throughout the season. The Blues have struggled particularly in the second half of their campaign, with defensive frailties costing them valuable points in their quest for European qualification. A significant factor in Chelsea's defensive struggles has been the prolonged absence of Wesley Fofana, whose injury woes have prevented him from establishing himself as the cornerstone of their backline. Additionally, players like Benoit Badiashile, Tosin Adarabioyo, and Trevoh Chalobah have failed to consistently convince, leaving Chelsea's defense looking vulnerable during crucial moments. Kim's arrival would bring much-needed stability and leadership to a Chelsea defense in transition. His exceptional reading of the game, aerial dominance, and comfort in playing out from the back would complement Maresca's tactical approach, which emphasizes controlled possession and building attacks from deep positions. Newcastle's ambitious project continues. Meanwhile, Newcastle's interest in Kim represents another statement of intent from a club determined to establish itself among the Premier League elite. Fresh from their Carabao Cup triumph, the Magpies' first major trophy in decades, and continuing to push for Champions League qualification, securing a defender of Kim's caliber would significantly bolster their defensive options. Eddie Howe has transformed Newcastle's fortunes since taking charge, implementing a more progressive style of play while simultaneously strengthening their previously porous defense. The addition of Kim would provide an upgrade on their current options and potentially form a formidable partnership with either Fabian Schär or Sven Botman. The Saudi-backed ownership group at Newcastle has demonstrated their willingness to invest substantially in the playing squad, and Kim represents exactly the caliber of player they're looking to attract. Established international stars entering their prime years. Bayern's stance remains unclear. The crucial factor in this developing saga will be Bayern Munich's position. The German giants invested significantly in Kim just last summer, and despite his inconsistent form, they may be reluctant to part ways with the defender after just one season. Much could depend on Bayern's own transfer plans and the vision of their incoming manager. If they identify other defensive targets or need to generate funds for reinforcements in other areas, they might be more receptive to offers for Kim. Financial details remain undisclosed at this stage, but given Kim's profile and the competitive interest from multiple Premier League clubs, any potential deal would likely command a substantial fee, potentially exceeding the $50 million mark. What this means for the Premier League should either Chelsea or Newcastle succeed in landing Kim Min-jae, it would represent another significant coup for the Premier League in its ongoing ability to attract elite talent from across Europe. The South Korean would join a growing list of Serie A and Bundesliga stars making the switch to England's top flight. As the summer transfer window approaches, this developing story serves as an early indicator of the ambitious plans being formulated by Premier League clubs. The battle for Kim's signature could be just the beginning of what promises to be another fascinating transfer window. What do you think, football fans? Would Kim Min-jae be the defensive rock that Chelsea desperately needs to solidify their backline under Maresca? Or would he be the final piece in Newcastle's puzzle as they look to establish themselves as genuine Champions League contenders? Could his monster nickname become legendary in the Premier League? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your analysis on which club would be the better fit for the South Korean defensive star. As always, if you enjoyed this exclusive transfer insight, smash that like button and subscribe for more breaking football news. Until next time, this is your host signing off. Keep believing in the beautiful game.